Hello there, welcome to the channel. This is a Henry's class on YouTube. If this is your first time of watching our video, consider liking, sharing our video, and also subscribing to the channel. So let us look at Best Brain January mock mathematics questions and answers. So please, I would encourage you to be with us through this video so you don't miss any aspect or any part of this important video. Alright, so number one is a question on sets. Set A, multiples of 4 less than 30. Set B, factors of 24. They are subsets of the universal set. So the elements of the universal set is ranging from 1 to 30. Okay, so x is less than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 30. So we have from 1 up to 30. Then we have A, that is multiples of 4 less than 30. So we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and 28. We also have the factors of 24 as the element of B over here. And then we have A intersection B. So we have 4, 8, 12, and 24. Number of A union B, mean the number of elements in A union B. First, let's find A union B. So these are the elements of A union B, and when you count them, they are 11. So number of A union B is equal to 11. B is a fraction. We have to simplify this fraction. So we change the mixed fractions. You have 13 over 3 minus 7 over 5 divided by 4 over 5. So when you further solve this, you first find the LCM and then you multiply through to get the numerators. So finally your answer is going to be 11 over 3, and then you change this to mixed fraction and you have 3 whole number 2 over 3. So I would like you to also take your time, you pause, you try it, and then look at the correct solution to see if it tallies with what you have. Okay, it is a practice question that you need to put much interest in, and also you work out your ability, your problem solving skills, and the like. So let's move to 1C. Mr. Tego pays his agent 10% commission on type A houses and 15% on type B houses. The agent sells 3 type A houses at 600,000 Ghana cedis each and 2 type B houses at 900,000 Ghana cedis each. You have to find the total commission Mr. Tego will pay his agents. So type A sales is 3 times, okay, so each goes for 600,000. So 3 times 600,000, we have 1,800,000. The commission is 10%, so you calculate 10% off the 1,800,000 and you have 180,000. Then let's look at the type B. So that each also goes for 900,000. So 2 of it is going to be 1,800,000. And then you find 15% of 1,800,000 and you have 270,000. So the total commission will be the 2 commissions or the 2 sales from the 2 sales that we have received, or the 2 commissions received. That is 270,000 and 180,000. That will give you 450,000. So D, we have to evaluate and leave this in standard form. So we express 3.5 as a whole number, that is 3,500. We express 4.2 as a whole number, that is 420. When we sum them, we have 3,920, and then we leave this in the standard form. We have 3.92 times 10 raised to the power 3. Number 2A, a transport company has a total of X vehicles in a week. 60% of the vehicles are used for long distance journey and 3 over 8 are used for local trips. So you write 2 expressions in terms of X. Alright, so this is your I, long distance. So this is the expression for X, 0.375X. And II, if 15 fewer vehicles are used for local trips than long distance journeys, you find the total number of vehicles. So you go through all the steps here, you follow keenly, all right? You follow keenly, and then your answer is going to be 66.67 in 2 decimal place. Here it is. So the nearest whole number, that is going to be 67. You round it up, 67. All right, so how many vehicles are used for long distance journey? It is 40. So 60 over 100 times 1,000 over 15, and that is 40. Okay, 40. And IV, If 1 in every 4 of the vehicles require maintenance on long distance journeys, what is the number of vehicles that require maintenance? So the number of vehicles that require maintenance is 10. 40 out of 4, and the answer is 10. B. Find the factors of the expression z minus 19 plus 19xy minus xyz. So this is basically asking you to factorize, okay? So you group them in brackets and then look out for the common factors. So when you look out for the common factors, what have been taken out of factorize will be grouped in one bracket, and then what the similar bracket to we factorize one. So this is the final answer for number 2B. 2C, find the sum of the numbers here. So when we find the sum of the numbers here, we are going to have 810.362, and we have to leave it in one decimal place. One decimal place is here, 0.36, so round it up, and that is 810.4. D is a stem and leaf plot. A stem and leaf plot. So this is your stem and your leaf. The number in the tens place is your stem, and the one in the ones place or the units place is your leaf. So 1 7, that is 17. This is 19. Okay, this is 25, 25, 26, 27 in that order. All right. So you should draw a stem and leaf plot. This is your stem and your leaf plot. This is your stem and your leaf plot. And then we should find the mode and the median. So the mode is 27, and the median is also 27. Number 3 is a question on graph. Okay, linear graph where there will be two intersecting lines. So we'd have to find the missing values for y. So these are the missing values for y. The first one is 0. The second one is 3, 6. So we have 0, we have 3, we have 6, and then we have 1, we have 5. So use this to fill the table. You also use the second relation to find the missing values in the second here, the set over here. All right. So after doing all the rough work, you have to copy and complete the table. So this is the completed table, as I am marking with the red ink. Okay, this is the completed table. I says use your graph to determine the point of intersection of the two lines. So when you draw the graph, you are going to meet two lines that are intersecting, and at the points where they are intersecting, what are those 2 points or those 2 coordinates? So we have 0.5 and then 2.5. 0.5 on the x-axis, and then 2.5 on the y-axis. So this is the graph to that question. All right. So you can pause, you can look at it carefully. You also try drawing one yourself, link it or tally it with this to see if it matches. If there's any correction to do, you do it. If there's any question to, please leave it in the comment section, and I'll be there to give you responses to all of them. So B, a transformation has the rule xy mapping to 2x plus 3 and then y plus 4. We should find the image of 2, 3 under this transformation. So this is the image, 7, 7. The steps are here. Just follow keenly, and then this is the final answer. And C, if p is an integer such that p is less than -4, less than or equal to 3, we should list all the possible values of p. So these are the possible values of p: -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Number 4 is a question on construction. Okay, so this is number 4, not number 5. Number 4. Okay, so construction. So first you construct your PQ of 6 centimeters, and then you construct your 90 degrees on Q. Okay, PQR. On that same angle of 90, you locate your 4 centimeters here, and you draw a line from P to touch R. Then you bisect P and Q. How do you do it? Just stand at P with your compass open to more than half of the line, then draw an arc down here and one up there. Then with the same radius, step at the Q, draw to intersect you draw to intersect, and you draw a straight line to pass through it. You do same for QR. All right, and then when you're done, where the two lines meet, just step there and then draw a circle to touch the three sides. IV requires you to measure PR, and that is 7.2. But here sometimes you can have a plus or a minus of 1. So yours could be 7.1 or 7.3 or even 7.0. We can consider that. And angle QPR is 33 degrees. You measure using your protractor. So B, we have to write 1.63 times 10 raised to the power negative 3 as an ordinary number. And this is what we have, 0.00163. So you follow keenly from the first step, and then you get to the final answer down here. C, we have to write 4,300,000. Okay, so that is 438,000. All right, 438,000. Write 438,000 in standard form. So this is 438,000 in standard form. We count the points to, it falls in between two significant figures. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So you leave it here. That's why we have 4.38 times the positive power of 5. And D, we have to evaluate this. So 4 multiply 6 to base 10, also multiplies base 10, and your final answer will be 2.4 times 10 raised to the power negative 1, or which is the same as 0.24. And then finally, the fifth question, number 5, the fifth question. So we have a recipe requires 3 whole number 3/4 cups of flour to make 12 cupcakes. How many cups of flour are needed to make 36 cupcakes? So here, this is what we have. You change this to improper fraction, and then you do an equivalence ratio. So your final answer is going to be 11 and quarter. 11 and a quarter. BI wants you to make R the subject. So how do you make R the subject? You just multiply with 3p. You cancel out the factors that you don't really require to make R stand alone. Since R has a square, you introduce your square root, and this is the final answer for number 5 BI. And II, here you have to do a quick substitution. So A is 6, B is 10, H is 8. You simplify, and then you have 64 as your final answer. So this is a farm, okay? So this is a farm where there is a goat tied with a rope, and the length of the rope is 7 meters. The length of the farm is 70 meters, and the width is 50 meters. So it says calculate the percentage of the area of the field the goat can eat from. So first, where the goat can eat from is a circle. Okay, so the goat can only go round, as you can see here. So you can go round here, just this portion, okay, where it has tied. So you find the area. Now it's a circle, okay. So pi r square, and you have 154 meters square for the area that the goat can gaze. And then the area of field. So the field, 70 times 50, because it's a rectangular field, and you have 3,500 meters square. You have to find the percentage. So how do you calculate the percentage? It is area of the circle, that is area that the goat can gaze, out of the total portion times 100, and your final answer is 4.4%. DI is a factorization, 3x squared plus 6xy. So the common factor is 3. 3 is factorized out. Then x is also a common factor. X is out. What we have is x plus 2y. And this is our final answer. Then we have II, 2x squared minus 6x plus 5x minus 15. So this one too, you look out for the common factors. And finally, your answer will be 2x plus 5 in one bracket, and then x minus 3 also in another bracket. So this brings us to the end of the mathematics BECE best brain mock question and answer session. Please, if you have any question, leave it in the comment section. Thank you for watching and for supporting our channel. If this video was helpful, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you.